Good afternoon, everybody. We're back after getting some lunch. It's raining, something that we are rejoicing because we've been suffering a drought for, I don't know, Dad, how long has it been? June?
I honestly think it goes back to June that it was turning dry.
Oh, this is bumpy.
It is.
I didn't realize oh, yikes. Rough lanes. Sidetrack there. Yeah, June, I think. Can you do the wipers?
But although technically, I guess you were saying it was really only in drought since July.
Yeah, so we live in southeastern Pennsylvania, and we've been having very, very dry conditions since late June, I'd say. And we've been praying for rain, and we're finally getting a few days of rain, which we desperately need. It's been so dry that literally you just walk on the grass, or I should say dead grass, and it's a dust cloud. So we are very grateful to have this rain. Unfortunately, a lot of the farmers around us are having stunted crops, corn, soybeans, just not doing very well with the lack of rain. And it seems to be very hit or miss, you know, whether or not farmers got enough rain or not enough rain. Because like you said, with the thunderstorms, they pop up here and there in the summer, and some places get lucky and it's not focusing, and some places don't. So
yeah, I guess we can unofficially declare an end to the drought.
yeah, because it rained yesterday, and I think it started raining the night before.
Rained a lot then.
Yeah, it was raining so bad it was raining in the roof.
Yeah, instead of worrying about watering the garden, I got to worry about fixing roof leaks.
Yeah, so that's always fun.
Go back to the normal way.
You know, I told you that would end the drought early, is if we just ripped open the roof to work on it. That would guarantee the rain would come.
That's what I should have done.
Yeah.
Instead of complaining about the drought, I should have been replacing the porch roof.
Well, instead you were watering the garden, 2-3 times a day? And the trees and the grass.
Yeah, it got to be more than just the garden.
Yeah, the trees are dying. They still are not looking good, though. Hopefully with this rain it'll help some, but we noticed just with watering our garden that it just runs down the top of the dirt. Like, it doesn't soak in. It's not penetrating the soil because it's so dry. So a lot of trees are turning colors early this year because of the dryness. Like this neighborhood up here on the left already has orange trees. Sorry for the lousy stream quality. It's raining. We're glad it's raining. So we figured we'd just chit-chat on the way home. We're running some errands, and this guy's trying to blow grass in the rain.
That's good.
Oh my God.
It's on his to-do list that he's getting paid to do, so...
I know, but he's like really having to blow it hard to get it off the sidewalk. Oh, poor guy.
The sidewalk to nowhere.
Yeah.
Let's see, where does this sidewalk go?
I don't know. Yeah, I think it just ends eventually. Well, there's mowers.
Okay, now it's asphalt here.
Does that still count as a sidewalk?
Yeah.
I'd say it does.
Still going. It's going to a fire hydrant, maybe.
No, it doesn't even make it to the fire hydrant.
There it is. I guess it looked like there was a paved walkway going down the hill there to the right.
Yeah, I think it was like going back into the building.
Maybe it's something people can use on their lunch break. Go out and exercise.
Maybe.
Running path, maybe. So often you see sidewalks to nowhere, and last I knew, sidewalks are not cheap to build.
No.
Just like, wow, what a waste of money to have to put a sidewalk in that nobody can really use because it doesn't go anywhere.
You can see the corn here on the left is very brown. But it actually did get to be above 4 feet, so that's better than some places.
Yeah.
Some places the corn is really tiny.
Well, it was definitely very spotty because of the thunderstorms this summer. Some places were getting thunderstorms and some places weren't. It seemed like our area was just getting...
They just kept going north of us.
We were missing them all the time, so
Yeah.
it seemed particularly bad where we are.
I don't know. I sometimes think with being between the mountain ranges, it just affects our weather locally compared to other places. You know, the valleys and stuff. So if you're watching this on the replay, I did 2 videos earlier today on the road. I wanted to let you guys know about upcoming events in Pennsylvania. We have the big one that Scott and I are covering next weekend. I can't believe it's next weekend already. It's the Constitution Day event on September 17th at Spooky Nook. It's from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Grassroots Unite PA is going to be hosting that. And then there's a whole bunch of other events, which I did in my second live today, that you can also look up, talk about all the different events you can attend that I know about. I'm sure there's more out there, so if you know of events, you can shoot them my way and I'll share them. The more people that get involved, the better. We're only going to get things done if more people get involved and act to change things. So, got to spread the word because mainstream media is extinct. We need to become our own media.
Well, they're biased.
Yeah.
Not quite extinct. I don't know what their ratings are like. But
Well, we need to make them extinct, I guess. They're not doing their job.
well, that is true. They have failed as being reporters and journalists.
They just basically give you slanted narratives. They don't let you make your own decisions or opinions. They just try to spoon feed you. I prefer to try to give people information the way it is and make up your own mind. Like, look at this field of soybeans. They're yellowing.
Is this soybeans on the
I think
right
it's
or
soybeans.
left?
On the right. Some of them are brown, some of them are yellow. I know they eventually turn color for the fall to get harvested, but I don't. It seems too early. I always thought it was later in the fall they got harvested. Tractor! Big tractor.
Look at this plant on the right.
I know, I love it. I like the orange ones. Can I have some orange ones too?
Oh, those are mums, aren't they?
I don't know if they're mums or if they're
No?
something else.
Too early yet for them blooming?
There's another flower that kind of looks like mums. I forget what they're
That's
called.
probably what it is then.
No, mums are around and blooming. I mean, I've seen them for sale in stores.
Ours aren't blooming yet, are they?
I don't know. I need to weed ours. They are alive, surprisingly. I thought the drought was going to kill them.
I did throw some water on them a few times.
I think because I didn't weed them, it kept the soil wetter.
I think that's true because we had our lilac tree weeded really good and it really suffered.
Yeah, so I think me not weeding them might have saved.
Here too, you did all that weeding, really serious weeding.
And then we had a drought, a mini drought. Because we had last year, June was soggy, rain, like I swear it rained every day. And then July came around, started getting warmer. You had your surgery, and then I was helping out with our friend to try to keep the garden alive with the watering, and it's just endless. I swear the tomatoes were like, give me more,
Yeah, they just wouldn't.
They wouldn't absorb it. It was insane. And then we got a really kind of like wet September for us, it seemed, because it was still pretty hot through August. And then we got all late harvest in October. We didn't have frost until November 2nd. So we ended up getting a whole crop of tomatoes and peppers, and the pumpkins were happy-go-lucky.
That was great. We had a late frost. That really worked in our favor.
Yeah, so that was nice because then we were able to can tomatoes and peppers and get a lot of pumpkins. So we got 39 pumpkins out of 3 plants last year. This year we're not doing so well. This year our volunteer pumpkin plants have given us 2. I'm not sure
They just don't want to grow.
I think because of the drought, I don't think we're going to get any. If we do, they'll be like little guys. You know, decorative pumpkins. You know? The lack of water, just the heat. I learned the other day that tomatoes will stop producing fruit if it's too hot for too long. So I suspect that's probably what happened with the pumpkins too, because the peppers did the same thing. They didn't produce anything. The plant just is too busy trying to survive the heat that it doesn't go into reproduction, because it's trying to survive the scorching. It'll be interesting to see if the beans and peas do anything.
Pretty much cover crop.
Yeah, well, at least they'll help the soil. I don't see anyone.
Get back on all 22 here.
But we should get some potatoes. We have some volunteer potatoes. That was a pleasant surprise. And tomatoes. I forgot about the volunteer tomatoes. I think we created a hybrid though. Because those sweeties...
Much bigger than a normal sweetie, huh?
Yeah, so I suspect we got a hybrid of some kind.
Is the sweetie a hybrid?
No. The early birds are.
And are the Romas a hybrid?
No. But based on location in the garden, I suspect they blended. Well, it's hard to say. It depends on the bee, right? They could have blended with either one, I guess. Or, because we didn't weed them, maybe they are just jumbo sweeties. I don't know. They're pretty big, though. So, yeah, so we had a few volunteer potato plants. We'll dig those up in the fall. They're not doing so good as our other potatoes are. Our other potatoes are doing much better. You know? And they're just struggling in the garden. So, we'll see. The ones that we planted, the golden potatoes and the russets, they're growing like weeds right now. They're loving life. They're over a foot tall now.
They seem to respond well to the watering.
Yeah. I don't know why the volunteer ones... Well, okay, I should rephrase that. Maybe the volunteer ones in the old garden aren't doing so well because of the black walnut trees.
They're getting a lot of shade where they sprouted up too.
Yeah, but also the black walnut. People don't realize that the black walnut trees have a toxin in their root system that is not good for potatoes, tomatoes, peppers. Like it's not good for them. It makes them not grow very well.
I guess one option would have been to cut that one down. It's
Yeah.
such a big tree. I hate to do it though. It's always been there.
Well, we have a lot of little ones too. But it leaches that toxin into the ground, which is not good for your plants.
So instead we moved the garden further south.
Yeah, and like I said, the potatoes, they're loving life right now.
It's kind of nice. It's closer to the house, a little bit more convenient.
Oh, it looks like there's an issue at 78. They're not going very fast. So we're gonna have a lot of tailgaters on this road. Were you thinking about asters? They look like mums. Maybe, William. Maybe. I really love the orange. They might be asters. I always call them mums because it's hard to tell when you're on the road, but they might be asters.
They got the same shape to them. To the untrained eye, they look like mums to me.
Yeah, I love them though. They're so pretty. They got that nice, pretty orange color. I'm not sure we're going to get any zucchini this year either. We got attacked by cucumber beetles, which is a bit frustrating. We
got a late start too.
Yeah. We did get some cucumbers though, but I'm not sure we're gonna have enough to make pickles. I do think next year I want to plant more canning pickles than the other kind, because the canning pickles, I like the crunchierness of them.
Well, if we decide that we want to keep the garden where it is, I think one of the answers is lots of mulch. You need to put a lot of mulch down because that soil needs some fortification.
Yeah, we gotta do some more compost stuff too.
And that could be why some of this stuff is languishing. It's just the fertility isn't there for the soil.
Well, I think that, and it got too much sun. We didn't have any shade cloth or anything, so it would just dry out too much. Yeah, we water twice a day, but it's not enough.
Ironically, we moved the garden to get more sun, and then we had more sun than we needed.
Yeah. That's the way it works, I guess. Like the corn along here on the right, I know you guys can't really see it. It's shorter.
You can see a little bit. So
Maybe
yeah,
three.
yeah.
I mean, our Romas right now seem like they're doing better, so maybe we'll get a bumper crop of Romas.
There'll be a lot that'll be ripening in the next few weeks.
I know we just canned some. We just did about 10 pounds of sauce. Tomatoes, sorry. 10 pounds of tomatoes, blend of the early bird hybrid, the sweeties, which are like cherry tomatoes, and the Romas. We made 2.5 quarts of sauce with some homemade herbs.
The early birds really seem to fry out with the heat.
Yeah, they don't do well. They do not like the heat. They did that last year too.
The sweeties also, some of them seem to struggle. The Romas seem more tolerant.
I guess we should look at some other varieties. Maybe there'd be a better variety for our growing region. I know we're kind of like on the border of two regions. Hey Ken, good afternoon. Yeah, we're just chit-chatting on the way home, talking about the weather. Grateful that we're finally getting some rain in Pennsylvania. Talking about our garden and how things have been going or not growing. Ken says better boys are better. Is that a tomato variety?
Yeah, I think it is.
Okay, I'll have to look into that.
I think there was a big boy and then there was a better boy.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure. There's a lot of different varieties out there. Like I learned, he said yes, tomatoes. Okay. I learned that you can actually overwinter your pepper plants, which I didn't know that was a thing. That you can actually bring in your pepper plants so that you can give them a head start in the spring next year.
I didn't know pepper plants were perennials.
Yeah, me neither. Now, it does take some work because you have to dig them up, put them in a special pot, bring them inside, and there's special lighting and stuff that you have to do. But apparently, it'll give you a huge head start in the next season if you can keep them alive. And you'll get a lot more fruit. I'm thinking maybe I'll just start growing ours earlier. Ken says Tennessee Blue is good, but it can get big. Okay. I'll also have to look that one up.
Is that the plant or the tomato itself? I know the Roma plants got really, really huge last year, that they were basically breaking out of their tomato cages.
Well, last year we had sweeties that were 6 feet tall, remember, from the June floods? We were getting all that rain, that they were staked up, and they were...
I do remember
They were taller than me.
I remember there were a lot of extra stakes we had to put in the ground.
They were taller than me. I had tomatoes over my head. He says both can get big. Okay. Billy Bob on YouTube says, y'all in the big trucker is a little truck. I'm not sure what you mean. We're just in a car driving, chatting about gardening. Hey Kent, do you have any recommendations on cucumbers? Do you have any favorite canning cucumbers? Because I was hoping to can cucumbers into pickles, but unfortunately with the drought and everything, we haven't really got enough cucumbers to can. We got maybe 4 or 5 little cucumbers, but we've just been eating them because they've been so delayed in harvesting that, you know, one would go bad before the next is ready.
Again, we got a late start on a lot of that stuff.
Yeah, but you can plant cucumbers, you know, in August and get a second crop of them. So I don't buy that for the cucumbers. Okay, maybe for pumpkins and zucchini, but Ken says, no, I sure don't. I still get mine from the market. Yeah, I wanted to get back into cucumbers because I like homemade pickles. Homemade pickles are really good. Butt Inspector on YouTube says, you know how to plant? Well, some things, yeah. Tomatoes, peppers, sort of on the zucchini. Pumpkins kind of just take over the garden, so pumpkins don't need a lot. Just plant them and they go. Watermelon is proving to be very finicky. We have 3 watermelon plants. Each one has a watermelon. And all 3 of them are not very growing fast. But we've had a drought since end of June. For much of all of July and August. We only just started getting rain 2 days ago. We had maybe 2 or 3 showers in between there. So it's been hard keeping the garden alive this year. My dad's been having to pump our pond and fill a drum. How much does the drum hold again?
55 gallon.
55 gallons. So you.
But it doesn't. It sloshes out by the time it transported up to the garden.
But you were doing that like twice a day, or sometimes double loads. So
Trying to do at least twice for the garden, and if I could, maybe a little extra for some of the shrubbery and the trees.
So you're talking hundreds of gallons a day, like 150, 200 gallons. Watering. A lot of watering. Ken says, take the cucumbers and put them in peppercini pepper juice. Spicy pickles. Yummy. Nice. I don't know if my stomach would like spicy pickles, but it does sound interesting.
Yeah, you probably would be into that.
You would probably like it, though.
Yeah.
You
I
like spicy foods.
Yeah, I like jalapenos. The pickled jalapenos. We got a lot of those last year. We only planted 1 plant this year.
Yeah, it's not doing so good this year. I was debating about harvesting the ones that were on the plant right now, but they're so tiny. But it just doesn't seem like the peppers are doing so great.
We had a lot more jalapenos last year, so we have a lot of leftovers that are canned.
Yeah, I was surprised when I went to make jam this year. I went to our like area where we store our canning jars, and I'm like, Dad, there's only 1 jar. I was like, we gotta go to the store. Where you? It's like, where did all the jars go? So we decided to like inventory our stock, because I was like, I did the math on my spreadsheet, and I'm like, I'm missing so many jars. I'm like, where are they all? And then I went, I'm like, oh, I forgot to put the last harvest of jalapenos in the chart. And that's where all the jars went.
Oh, because that was the big one.
Yep, because we had a huge crop at end of October. Right before the frost, we harvested everything and canned it. It was like the green peppers, we did that. We had tomatoes. Remember all the pumpkins we had to put out the suntan to get them to ripen?
Yeah, that was a
an
ritual.
adventure.
Taking out all these pumpkins into the sun every day.
Yeah, in case you're wondering, you can actually ripen your pumpkin. So if you know frost is coming and your pumpkin has a little bit of orange on it, but it's all green, you can take them out every single day that it's, you know, above 45 degrees. Put them in the sun, put the greenest part of the pumpkin in the sun, bring them in if it's going to go below 45 degrees at night, and you repeat that process until your pumpkin is completely orange, and they actually ripen.
of them ripened from that process?
We had, I think about, was it like 22 of them we had to take out? It was a lot.
It was a process to put them
We
all
used
out.
a cart. We used a pull cart.
Load them all in.
Load them all in. It was quite funny when sometimes we had packages delivered, and the delivery people would, I swear they would look at the yard like, what are they doing?
Yeah, put them out in rows.
Because we have them out in rows with the sun. It was just funny.
But yeah, they did turn orange over time, being out in the sun.
Yeah, and we ended up ripening them all. We only lost a few in cold storage then, because we would use them as we wanted to use them up. So we kept them in their cool part of our house, and you can actually store them for up to, I think it's 6 months. Some people can do longer if they can keep the temperature stable enough. We weren't able to keep it 100% stable enough, so we lost a few, but we still had plenty. Ken says I use my extra peppercini pepper juice or some California Greek salad pepper and pickle some eggs. Let that soak for a few days. Very good with cold beer. Face. Oh, yeah, it does sound like that would be good if you're into that. I know I had to get creative with pumpkin recipes though, because we got tired of eating pumpkin pie.
Yeah, that's true.
That was the downside.
Then you became the pumpkin muffin girl.
Yeah, I made pumpkin. I found a really good pumpkin bread recipe, and we found out about the People's Convoy, and I was like, I'll make homemade pumpkin muffins. I was like, I'll make the bread as a muffin recipe. Instead of putting in bread tins, put it in muffins so I could hand it out to the drivers, and that's how I became the pumpkin muffin lady. So every time we went to Hagerstown, I'd bring homemade pumpkin muffins with chocolate chips, and they were a huge hit. So I did that. I did that for the 1776 Restoration Movement. And I'm actually going to be making a double batch tomorrow to celebrate my birthday on Friday with the team, so that'll be fun. I haven't had some pumpkin muffins in a while, so it'll be good to enjoy some. I guess if nobody's off at that really cool overlook, we could go check out that overlook again. See what the mountain looks like in the rain.
So I guess we'll have to coast through this winter with the last year's pumpkin harvest.
Yeah, I don't think we're gonna get enough like last year.
Well, we got the 2, right? We should probably process them sooner than later.
Yeah. How many containers did I say we still had?
Quite a few.
We had 8, 11, 13. We still have 13 pounds from last year. Now, admittedly, I got 2 out that I'm going to use, so that means we still have 11 pounds in the freezer. So, which is still a lot. So, that's equivalent to 11 pies, or roughly 380 muffins. I think each recipe makes like 38 muffins. And that's 1 pound of pumpkin per recipe, so. Aw, thanks, Kent. He said, happy early birthday in case I miss you. Yeah, I plan to do a live stream on Friday, so that'll be fun.
Birthday stream?
Yeah, birthday stream on the way to the game, because we're going to a field hockey game. I'm going to celebrate with the team. I'm going to check out this overlook up here that we pulled off before. It's a rainy day on the mountain, so we'll see if we can get you guys a view. Well, it's not as good as the last time. Can you run the wipers? Yeah, I guess it doesn't want to focus because the
clouds are low.
Yeah, it's kind of cloudy.
Is that Blue Rocks almost straight ahead?
Yeah, almost. It's above the barn. I can almost point to
It's
it.
Blue Mountain straight ahead.
It's trying to focus on the raindrops.
Pulpit Rock on the left.
Yeah, so you got Pulpit Rock on the left above the self-storage sign, and then you got the barn. You'll see some trees above the barn. That's Blue Rocks.
The bare spot at the bottom of the mountain.
Kent says, in Alabama, we call a hockey game a race to the restroom. That is definitely not what I was referring to as a hockey game, but that's pretty funny. But yeah, it's a field hockey game because it's college season started, and I used to play, and I love watching the sport, so we enjoy going to some games. Though a lot of people, when you say hockey, most people think ice hockey. They don't think field hockey. It's kind of a Northeast kind of thing. Field hockey's really big here in the Northeast, especially Pennsylvania. We have a lot of field hockey in Pennsylvania.
Yeah. Pennsylvania, New Jersey. It's popular in North Carolina.
Yeah.
And in New England. There's a few places, though, throughout the country where they got good teams.
Yeah, California actually has some really good teams. Trying to think. Michigan has a good team.
Iowa.
Yeah. Northwestern.
Right.
You obviously got
Louisville,
yeah. Wake Forest, UNC. Trying to think. I mean, there's a lot of D2 and D3 obviously as well. Mostly in the Northeast. Alright, well, we're gonna have to run some more errands and then I guess check on the garden and all that good stuff. So we're gonna wrap up the stream for today. We will be live on Friday. If you missed our streams earlier, I did go over the event that Scott and I will be covering next weekend, the Grassroots Unite PA event. Definitely go back and watch that video. That has all the information, where it's at, how much it costs, the speakers.
That's 10 days from now, right? 17th?
Yes, the 17th. And then I did another short video to go over all the other events that we know about in Pennsylvania that are upcoming. So definitely check that out if you're interested. If you're not interested, then you don't have to. But thanks for coming along on this rainy day. We're grateful to have some rain, much needed. And we'll catch you next time. I will be going live on Friday to celebrate my birthday and just chit-chat on the way to the game. Probably post-game a little bit, maybe, depending on how I feel. We'll see how it goes. But I hope you have a good rest of your day.